Whew. That was a good one. Made it interesting.
Alrighty, so we'll get going. So we have head coach Jack Perri, we have number 3 Matt Becht, and we have number 15 Derrick Grant. First up, I'll ask the coach to make an opening statement. Then we'll open it up to questions, and I'll just ask you guys to kind of remember to try and speak into the mic as much as you can.
All right, well, first let me say, wow, what an awesome job that Mark Kuntz does at Post. That's a really hard job, and what he gets out of those guys is really impressive. So he should certainly be commended and feel great about what he's done there with that program, and I'm super impressed and think he does a great job. So that's my first thing. As far as this game goes, we knew it was going to be kind of a bloodbath, and it certainly was. We came in down bodies, and during the game, down bodies, and we had to kind of survive it. But wow, what a gritty win for these guys. They did not want to lose. And clearly, you could see the exhaustion on guys' faces down and from like, oh man. That's why the timeouts, I just used them because I was just trying to say, okay, let's try and get them to the end by being fresh because we didn't have the bodies to play. And down the stretch to get some of those stops was awesome. Obviously, we missed some free throws, missed some layups, but we regrouped. I think the big one was the and one, right? The one that Matt hit Derrick and he finished it and got fouled. That was pretty awesome. And then getting the stops at the end was great. So really proud of this group to get a step further than we got last year. And so we still got one more to go.
All right, we'll open up to questions.
Coach, we could just talk about your team's defense.
Yeah.
Because you had the shots falling early in the 6 your first
We
8
did,
days,
yeah.
And they made their run. You bent, but you didn't break. But there were a lot of times where you just packed it in the zone,
Yeah,
in the lane.
yeah.
And they were not getting the good looks on the drive.
They couldn't.
McCott,
Yes.
Sanders, and even Quest Harris missed a couple of shots
Yeah.
when he had a little bit of daylight.
Yep.
So the defensive pressure down low. Can you talk about that?
Well, we had a game plan against them, and our guys really did a great job. Derrick did an amazing job on Dang. He hit the first 3, and then I'm like, all right, you got one more chance, and if not, I'm going to go somewhere else. But he took that challenge. He looked at me, smiled, and then he did a great job the rest of the game on him. We really talked about shrinking the court on them because they are so good at getting to the basket. Between him and Acott, those guys can really get downhill. And so we had a few guys that we thought, okay, we can really crowd the paint off of, and we were there. And so it made it more difficult for them to get shots interiorly. They made a few threes in the first half. I don't know how many they made, 4 or 5. But I thought overall that was what we were trying to do. We did a very good job of it.
Derrick, if you could talk to me about what your coach just said about you lost Dang initially, but then he had a really tough day because of your defense primarily. And tell us about the last shot attempt. Good chance he was going to take that 3, but you were right there to get a piece of it. If you could tell me about that play as well as overall your defense on him.
Coming into this game, I haven't really guarded too many players who play in the wing, around the perimeter. And yesterday, I told Coach I know I can guard him. I just wanted that challenge. Especially step up as a player and the role as my role with this team this year. I just felt like I could do it, and it was just my confidence in myself, my confidence in my teammates to have my back, and we just went out there and attacked it. He's a great player, so I knew, he was going to score, but it's my mission to make it as tough as I can to make him score. From going to 31 to 9 today, I definitely want to pat myself on the back, but also pat my teammates and my coach, pat myself, my teammates and my coach as well for having that utmost confidence in me. From basically not guarding anybody on the perimeter all year to, then going out there and then putting me on one of my biggest assignments. I'm very grateful for that.
And then on the offensive end, it seemed like out of timeouts, Jack was calling out plays to get you the ball on the baseline, and you were scoring on a few of those, and then Matt hit you late for the and one. So your thoughts about your offensive mindset today as opposed to yesterday where you're going to go up against the shot blocking in Gene, where yesterday it seemed like you could have gone and been more aggressive going to the basket, but today you were more aggressive. Was there a difference in your mindset today?
Especially this year with how well I've been doing down low. It kind of brings a lot of focus down there. So yesterday with Gene, his phenomenal ability to block shots, I kind of wanted to be a little bit more selective on which ones I took, because especially since they're a transition team, they feed off of that. They wanted to get out on the break. So my biggest thing, I was just trying to find people out on the perimeter, make them bite, maybe a little up fake here and there, and then, try to get a shot on the outside. But we emphasized today that, they don't have that shot blocking like Bloomfield did yesterday. So when I got down on the inside, I just tried to take my time, see if they were going to come, if they weren't, and if they didn't, my teammates tell me all the time, if you got a one-on-one down there, just go score. And, I just took advantage of every opportunity I had and just play with confidence.
And Manny, I was just going to ask you, you came up a little bit gimpy at the end of the first half and did come back into the game, but did that throw off your rhythm a little bit? And in the second half, you hit some big threes when they lost you, and you also had a couple of nice assists. But did that throw you off a little bit?
Not really. I felt like it just kind of made me focus a little bit more, but I was definitely feeling a little limited. It's throbbing right now, but this is an ankle like I've previously hurt, so but hopefully it just kind of heals before Tuesday. But I wouldn't say it restricted me. I feel like when something like that happens, you can either kind of like succumb to it and just like say I'm not going to play through it, or you can like lock in, and it almost made me like focus more, and kind of just hone in on the stuff I could control. So.
Matt and Derrick, your coach said, or your coach mentioned, Post really fought you guys until the bitter end of this. Can you talk about how you kept your momentum and kept going until the end to pull out a win against them?
Honestly, it was really a mental preparation. We played them before, so we knew what we were going against, but we knew that it was going to be a game of runs, especially with them. So when they came out in that second half, went on that little run, we got dug in a little bit, but then we set our sights right back onto the game plan. So I just think with them, it's a fight every time, and we just knew that the tougher team was going to come out on top, and you can either sit there and just let them try to beat on you, or you can fight back, and we fought back. So that's just how we just got this win today.
Post was 13-1 in games decided by 5 or fewer points this year, and you beat them by 5 and by 6. So you were one of the teams that bucked the trend. Jack, I wanted to ask you about all the obstacles you faced this year with injuries.
Yeah.
And even today, and it looked like when Matt went down, I could look at you, I saw you like, okay, what next? Bloody nose,
the bloody nose, and Preston also had an issue. I'm like, oh my God. In those situations, it becomes next man up, right? It's that mentality. That's the way it has to be. And our guys have stepped up. I think Royce Williams and Noah Kamba and Jordan Brathwaite should all be commended with the minutes that they brought today and the confidence that they played with. They are confident guys and came into a big situation and made some big plays, and we couldn't have done it without them, and wouldn't been able to do that without them throughout the year. And even the guys that don't get minutes in the game, they come to practice every day, and they work hard, and they have a great attitudes, and you don't see that in every program, and I'm grateful to have that with this group the last few years. And again, like I said after the last game, these two guys and the leadership that they bring have been impeccable, and really proud of them, and have helped this program elevate to where we want to be.
Looking forward to Tuesday, you're either going to be playing St. Mike's or Damon. What's the preparation going to be like over the next few days for you guys?
Few days, one day. We get one day, and then we got to play. So we got to try and get some guys healthy. That's first and foremost. Give them some rest, and it will be very much mental focus and preparation for that. For whoever we play, obviously St. Mike's we played 3 times. Damon, I haven't really seen it all. So this will be my first look live and really at all at what they're able to do. And either way, we know it's going to be a great challenge against a very good team, 2 great coaches. And this is what you certainly play for. An opportunity to again cut down some more nets and get to a place that none of us have been before. And I think that could be great. We want to keep it where it is right now and get our preparation and get ourselves ready for that.